Fascinating. First of all, on one hand, saying there's a chance of a major, major conflict, absolutely, with North Korea. And on the other hand, saying some nice things about young Kim Jong Un and how tough it was to take over the family business at age 27 before killing his uncle.
Right. No, it's classic Trump. On the one hand, you get this pretty, bombastic language about a possible conflict. I'm glad it's a major concern for him. I'm glad he hopes that the leader of North Korea is rational. On the other hand, I do think when you're a dictator and you're the son of a dictator, it's sort of a turnkey operation with the oppression and the famine and whatnot. So I don't know if I give him a ton of credit for that. But this is a very
I think it kind of runs. It's just the family store just kind of operates.
Kind of does its thing.
Yeah.
But this
rational actors don't usually kill their family members
right,
either.
Yes.
But,
so
details.
It's classic Trump. I don't know that it makes me feel great, but I like that it's a major concern for him.
It is interesting, Andre. This is, I think, the second or third time the president has been asked about Kim Jong Un's mental stability, his emotional stability, and he never takes the bait. He really shows he's thinking about what his words might do, and he doesn't say no. He seems fine. He doesn't go at him the way that probably most of us would if given our druthers. But he says, "I hope he's rational. I don't know. I'm not qualified."
I know your viewers never think I do this, but I'm going to disagree with Donald Trump. I do not think he is a rational man. I think he is crazy. Anybody that's killing off their family members, this guy, it scares me. I think it scares a lot of Americans, what we have over in North Korea right now. And evidently, the president is concerned as well.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, Jason, is that it's kind of a diplomatic and shrewd response.
I think you're being very generous. Here's what I think. I listen to that, and I don't hear a commander-in-chief, I don't hear a president. I hear a spectator who finds all of this very interesting and maybe wants to comment on what he's seeing. So instead of saying it is possible that there could be a military conflict, we're going to do everything possible, what he's doing is he's not actually in any detectable way changing the previous administration's policy toward North Korea. What he is doing is he's dialing up the rhetoric to a level by talking about there could be a major confrontation. We're going to go take care of it ourselves if China doesn't. So he's dialing up the rhetoric, raising the temperature with people who we think are trying to develop nuclear weapons that can reach our country. And then he's talking about it as if he's just another guy watching all this, and it's really interesting. If I were an American soldier right now in South Korea or in the region, I would be very concerned that my commander at the very top of the pyramid is just really interested in all this and doesn't seem to have a commander's perspective.
And thousands of U.S. soldiers, of course, in both South Korea and in Japan. Jackie, the administration will argue that what President Trump is doing behind the scenes with China is actually having an effect.
Well, right, and because they're trying to increase the pressure on China because China is center stage here. Because what they do with North Korea, they're their main supply line, is what could change the behavior, and they're the ones who immediately stand to suffer the most if North Korea either falls or decides to shoot off some weapons. So it's too soon to tell whether it's working or not, but this certainly, if you're the Chinese president reading that interview, that's got to make you worried that he's not going after the North Korea.
Well, I think there's a part of this, too, where, rhetoric actually matters. It's one of the weapons you have before you get to using military force. So the part that concerns me is that I never credit the Trump administration with too much strategy about exactly what rhetoric they're using, but I don't mind somebody taking a harsher tone because that can change behaviors theoretically, and we will see what happens in China.
We'll see, right? But the question is he trying to change Kim Jong Un's behavior, or is he trying to change Chinese President Xi's behavior?
My point, Jake, is why is it at all interesting to the president that Kim Jong Un had to take over the family business, which is hurting people and being a dictator? Why is that relevant to him? Why does the President of the United States need to opine on that? He doesn't, and it's not helpful. And I think he's
I mean, I know your question was rhetorical,
sure.
but I think what he's trying to do is flatter Kim Jong Un the way he flatters people in his business deals or on Congress or reporters or whatever. I mean, I think that's the strategy.
Well, he just had this failed missile launch, so now he gets a little solid from the...
Everybody stay here.